In the studio this morning, we have Lalita Janke. Let's have a round of applause for Lalita.
Hello,
All right,
Rhett.
Lalita. How you doing, Lalita? The one with a beautiful, bella smile. Look at that smile. She's so pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
You are.
And I carry 14 men with me today.
Wherever you go, she carries 14 men with her because this is the voice, the thrust, the energy, the bloodline of
Camp Haven.
And what is Camp Haven?
Well, Camp Haven is a transitional living situation for men rising out of homelessness, giving them a hand up, education opportunities, help getting jobs, helping getting back on their feet, not just for men who need it, but for men who want it.
And that's what Mrs. Janke is all about. A metamorphosis of men such as yourself. Camp Haven turned your life around, correct? And I want to ask you about it in a few minutes. I'll ask you specifically, but where did you get the genesis of this idea, Mrs. Janke? Camp Haven?
I didn't.
Who did?
God did. He provided the guidance for some of the people who were on the board of the source. And we saw that there was a need for men to have roots and
lots of places for women, battered women, there's abused women, homeless women, but there was no place for
homeless men that had given up hope, that were broke emotionally and financially.
Yeah.
And Camp Haven, I've got to say, is really a program. It is not a shelter. If you can't hack the program, don't come.
It's not a shelter, it's a program. Okay, what does that program, how do you turn lives around? What's the program?
First, you got to find out whether the person is committed to wanting to change and not to wanting to change us to suit them. Okay, that's the first thing they want to do. They want to tell us how to run it better after they've been there a week.
Arrogance. Probably one of the reasons why they're down and out and homeless.
Yes.
Arrogance. Usually arrogance and a lack of humility is behind a lot of failure.
And the question asked them is, how's that been working for you so far?
How's that working for you so far, Marco? So why don't you just shut up and maybe take some advice from somebody else?
No, and I tell them your best advice brought you here.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
That's very good. You know, that'll be a sign in every dang room. Your best advice got you to this point. Maybe it's time you fell on your knees, humbled yourself to God and to some other voices that he speaks through in life.
A gift that God gave me, and hopefully people have gotten to that point before they come to Camp Haven, is they're given the gift of desperation, where you say, you know what? I have to try something different. What I'm doing is not working.
Because what you've been doing brought you here.
Exactly. And, you know, the Bible says there's wisdom in a multitude of counselors, but we got to be careful who we seek counsel from. Camp Haven is a place where there's counsel.
You filtered out good counselors, hopefully.
No, there's good counsel. There's godly counsel.
Yeah, that was the sermon this Sunday is why he's pointing to me. It was about loving your neighbor and talking about the Good Samaritan, loving people that are different from you. And, you know, not to plug the listeners with Camp Haven here, but you know, there's people out there. Yeah, you're okay with it. There's people out there that are very different from someone who's a homeless man, and they'll never understand what it's like to be a homeless man. Thank God, but they still can love them. They have an opportunity to make a difference in their lives by supporting what Camp Haven is doing. Right?
You can make a huge difference in a man's life in a very real and tangible way by supporting Camp Haven.
And it's giving people dignity.
You change the trajectory of their life completely. And each man, one day I did a count to see how many lives are affected by the men that we had. Yeah. And at that time, we only had about 12 men.
Husbands, dads.
Mothers, children. I mean, they've got children. Grandparents that are supporting them.
Not mothers, but
mothers.
They weren't mothers.
No, they're mothers.
They have mothers, yeah.
The men's mothers,
yeah, okay.
You know, and the mothers of their children and everybody that's connected. And the people that they've taken down because they have made promises that they couldn't fulfill.
Yeah.
And the people that they're helping now because they are fulfilling the promises they make.
We came to about almost 800 people just by the few people that were in Camp Haven. As look at how it affects, we're all connected.
It's like the ripples in the water when you drop a pebble in the water.
Yeah.
And you know what? We need your help. And that's what this half hour is all about. We need people to contribute.
Yeah, and one of the things that I pointed out on Sunday is that we should do this because it's the right thing to do. We should do this because Jesus told us to do it. Or we should do it because our life becomes richer. Our
Amen.
understanding of the human experience becomes deeper. Our knowledge of what love is becomes wider, and our family becomes bigger.
And we can express our gratitude through giving also.
Yeah.
Our gratitude what God has given us.
It's a wonderful way to play it forward.
That's right.
All the wonderful things that God has given us.
And you know that they say money can't buy happiness. It actually statistically can. Money can buy happiness
If you give it away.
if you give it away. It's true.
I love it.
They did experiments on this, and they said, can money buy happiness? Well, yeah. If you give to others your money, you become happier. Your life becomes richer.
How do people give to Camp Haven if they want to give, Mrs. J?
Well, we're having a capital campaign right now, and actually we are short about 50,000. It's a $200,000 project, and Impact 100 gave us a portion of it. That's why it's only 200,000. It would have been much more than that. And we have a couple of people that have gathered together. It's all your neighbors who are getting together and donating and making this work.
A place in the Bible. Test me now and see if I'm not pouring out a blessing you cannot contain. To this day, the Rockefellers still give away 1/3 of their increase every year to the churches and to the needy. You can make a difference too. Camp Haven, somebody needs your help.
Go to Camp
Make a
Haven.
difference.
Go to camphaven.info.
All right, thanks, folks. God bless you.
Thank you.